Yes. Yep, we're going. Good. All right. Your cult boyfriend, um, Marilyn Monroe. I've been thinking about this video for days, and I still haven't figured out exactly how to go about doing it. Um, it's it's gonna be a journey, guys. So, Marilyn Monroe, I think it's the most powerful name in the world. So in early December, I ended up spending a week in the hospital. I got I got bum intestines. I got rot guts. Um and it was a pretty exceptional kind of situation that I was in. I ended up spending a week in hospital. Um you know, every 3 hours or so, the nurse would come by and boom, pop me full of morphine. And I think I was just high in a weird fog for like, yeah, 7 entire days straight. I mean, whatever, that might be wildly irresponsible on the part of the hospital itself, but still, it got me in this certain mode. And of course, I was watching TV, like hospital cable, um, Turner Classic Movie Channel. It's the only time I ever get to watch it, and I love that network. It's a great channel. I've probably seen most of my favorite movies for the first time on that channel. And one of those nights, they had themselves a Marilyn Monroe special feature, and they played Niagara, and they played Bus Stop. And I'm lying there, high out of my gourd, just completely high as a fucking kite, right? And I'm in the dark and I'm watching these Marilyn Monroe films on TV, and I am having a religious experience. I'm seeing the face of God, but more so, I feel like I'm understanding humanity on a whole new level. Because Marilyn Monroe, the name itself, brings to mind what ideals of beauty, or maybe even just beauty itself. Fuck the whole idealism thing, like the raw texture of beauty or the fine, sophisticated texture of beauty. It brings up beauty, it brings up glamour, sex, but in the same token, the name Marilyn Monroe can bring up the insecurity of living, the shackles of the divine, and possibly even the lie of it. Marilyn Monroe brings up basically every gigantic feeling that the human condition is made up of. Because I don't think it's just raw sex appeal, right? It's not. It's not. I was sitting there watching Niagara and Bus Stop, and for the record, Niagara is a beautiful film. Uh, Wonderful Joseph Cotton performance, but Marilyn Monroe is really stunning here. An incredible film. I love Niagara. I'm not sure why it's not talked about too much, but I absolutely love this film. It's a great film. Bus Stop, it's a wonderful little comedy. Marilyn Monroe's performance is spot on. She really did have comedic timing, something she doesn't get enough credit for, honestly. But Bus Stop is great. It's a really charming, really funny, zany, but still like a sentimental kind of film. But I'm sitting there watching her, and it's like, it's easy to see just something of like a sex appeal, just something of that pure thing of seeing a god, of seeing something that is goddess like. Then you have to remember the whole thing about muses in captivity or women in captivity, and it's not that. I mean, because I can point to a million different actors who are just as stunning. It's it's about the human condition. It's about the fact I think that Marilyn Monroe is a perfect example, expression, but probably more so amplification of the human condition at its maximum. Like the maximalist human condition, the human condition writ large, every huge feeling, every gigantic emotion that we feel collectively is perfectly encapsulated, compressed into this one seemingly unreal woman, because I think that the human condition writ large is unreal. The human condition that is so authentically insecure yet perfectly put together is unreal, and it is probably the most human thing. She knew how to act for the camera, right? uh, no one to this day, no one knows how to make the camera move like Marilyn Monroe did. But of course, the camera isn't moving. We're the ones who are moving. The viewers are the ones who are making this so transformative. The public transformed Marilyn into what she is today. It's not the camera that moves. It is the audience. It is the public. It is the viewer. It's the watcher. It's the entire human family that transforms Marilyn into something even more dynamic, which I think is a perfect expression of the human condition in all of its vanity, and also in all of its selflessness, and all of its lunacy, and all of its rigid control. It's something spellbinding, and it's something enormous. And I went home and I watched My Week with Marilyn. And this is a great opportunity to talk about this film, because I never get the chance to talk about My Week with Marilyn, and I love My Week with Marilyn. I watched this movie when it came out. It's like 2011. I watched it in theaters on a date. I was like 20 or 21. And I was in the theater and I was like, this movie's fucking awesome. This movie's great. This movie investigates a lot of the things that I'm interested in on this channel when I end up talking about like seemingly supernaturally beautiful women. It investigates the idea of the deification, the dangers of deification. It even investigates the idea of normal people engaging or all collectively deifying a single person, and also how this person interacts with cinema as a whole, because we do have like Kenneth Branagh in this film is incredible. He gets to play Laurence Olivier. He gets to play his hero. His Hamlet's one of my favorite films of all time, and you can tell the man loves Laurence Olivier, and he gets to play him here, being humbled, being shocked and awed by Marilyn Monroe, being emasculated in a large way as well. And we even have like the Vivian Lee investigation goes on too, with like an older starlet looking in on a newer symbol of beauty. But more than anything, fans of the channel, fans of Your Cult BF will know I get to talk about Michelle Williams, and that's probably the coolest thing I get to do in this video, because Cape Side forever, am I right? Michelle Williams is so good in this film, and she really understood this character, and I'm sure I could have a Michelle Williams religious experience too. Just give me some more morphine, and we'll see if we can make it happen. Michelle Williams is a symbol unto herself, and a lot more mysterious than Marilyn Monroe, actually. I don't really know a whole lot about her. She seems rather secretive. I don't really know who she is, but she's an incredible actress. Love her as Jen Lindley. Jen for life. Okay. But in My Week with Marilyn, it's a wonderful exploration of all of the different parts that make up cultural deification, which is just a long-winded way to say celebrity. But it's the greatest celebrity that ever lived, and the most tormented one, and the most revered one. Marilyn Monroe. Everybody, I think, sees something that they can't really articulate when they look at Marilyn Monroe. I think that's the truth. I think everyone sees something they can't really articulate, because it's something that is not... It's something that's not as sophisticated as it might feel, or maybe even not even as erotic as it might feel, because sometimes erotic things are really hard to explain because you get self-conscious and insecure about explaining what turns you on. But it's not that. It's the fact that you look at Marilyn, you look at her, right? Let's move this a little bit. You look at her, and You don't know how to say it, but you see the expression of the human condition. You see maybe the emotional civilization, the emotional evolution of the human spirit, especially when it's immortalized by film. And film has done a large part in rewriting history, or partly writing the legend, right? Printing the legend, really. And you see this woman, you see this starlet, you see this person on screen, and things are already amplified on screen, things are already larger than life, but she makes life, she allows you to finally glimpse it, because life is way too huge for us to accurately presuppose, or accurately measure, study, or understand, or qualify. It's too large to do that. And Marilyn Monroe is the complete embodiment of the human condition, of all of our wants, needs, desires, but maybe more importantly, or more interestingly, our insecurities, our faults, our dooms, our private torments. We can see all of it within Marilyn Monroe, and that's what makes people unordinarily so speechless when it comes to her. Um, because the human condition, at the end of the day, is a sentimental thing. There is sentimentality all over it, or else it wouldn't be human. She is The human condition is beautiful, and Marilyn Monroe is beautiful. But we can't confuse romantic or erotic love with something that I think is far more profound than that, which is what I think Marilyn Monroe provided, and why her image is still holy in a certain way, and profane in a lot of others. It's the fact that it's not romantic or erotic love. It is a very humanist kind of thing. It's a very human love. It's a love that it's a love that you can trace through through the way we wish we could interact with our shared iconography, through the different forms that we wish we could um, take on, from the different ways that we wish that we could participate in this thing called the human condition. All those women we wish we could save, and all those women that never needed us to save them, and all those times we needed to be saved. So when you're watching a film, I think the most ultimate form of wish fulfillment isn't seeing something erotic, isn't being given a dream girl. I think that the most wish fulfillment that a film could, I think, genuinely provide is oh my God, it's not simply happiness. It's a way to be free. It's a glimpse into the deepest kind of shared understanding possible. Marilyn Monroe is fabulous. I have a video on my channel from early on called The Misfits, where I mean that's such a fascinating film, written by Arthur Miller, and it was such a, oh my God, it was a haunted film, wasn't it? Goes Montgomery Clift, Clark Gable, and Marilyn Monroe at their final moments, and those are three incredible sex symbols, and that's a wonderful investigation that really is too intense to watch. You can't watch it without breaking the fourth wall on yourself, and I mean that's how Miller and John Huston, the director, intended. You watch Marilyn Monroe on screen, and you see a way to finally participate in the human condition. Because even when she's objectified, she's not a distanced object. It's like she's right there to interact with. So my religious experience of Marilyn Monroe made me realize that the human condition needs sentimentality. The human condition needs tokens of tenderness. The human condition needs Marilyn Monroe, but I think it needs to understand it more. Because it's not about lust, it's about trust. It's about something far more valuable than that. So I'm sitting there, I'm lying there, actually, just fucking gone, pupils blown the fuck out, watching Bus Stop, and I'm thinking while watching this fucking movie, like I understand my fellow man so much more, and I respect my neighbors so much more, and I understand people so much more. Mostly because I understand Marilyn Monroe's power just a little bit better than I used to. So my Marilyn Monroe religious experience was really enlightening for me. Because there is this power to her. There is this unordinary power. And it's not just startling, it's... I feel like I'm stuck in a rotation now. I'm understanding things so well, and I'm moving on to other facets of these things I love to investigate, like the idol worship I love to investigate so openly. But none of them really understood the human condition as well as Marilyn did. And it's just like a natural grace. Like, we treasured her because we were too naive to understand that what she represented was the best of us. It's what she's always represented, the best of us. Our hopes, our dreams, our ups and downs, our everything. She represented a lot to us. Man, she still continues to. Good old Norma Jean. I have been thinking for days of how to do this video, and I couldn't figure it out. It's hard to articulate, and I want to be genuine about it. I don't want to end up writing an essay or preparing something or being prepared at all. So I feel like that would drain the emotion from this discussion, and I think emotion is integral. It is probably the most necessary component of this dialogue. Because when something hits you right here, sometimes it's not right to translate it up here. Sometimes it's best to feel the visceral texture of a Marilyn Monroe stare. Not you staring at her, mind you, but her staring back. Because that's where it turns divine. That's my Marilyn Monroe religious experience. But yeah, my week with Marilyn, since I might never get a chance to talk about it again. Michelle Williams, amazing performance, such an incredibly gifted actress. I was so impressed seeing her there. I saw it at like the local movie house in town, like a historic theater here. And it was a really nice vibe, really great atmosphere. And I was like, it really spoke to me. It's a coming of age story, and I was like at the perfect age to watch it. I think that Eddie Redmayne's character was like older than me in this film, actually. So dates me pretty well, but I still find it interesting the way it investigates like the idea of a screen idol, the concept of idolization, and it doesn't necessarily provide a value judgment for it. And I think that's the most incredible thing about it. Because this woman's idolized. I'm idolizing her. She wasn't allowed to be normal. Nor did she absolutely want to be. She couldn't be saved, nor did she truly want to be. All of these contradictions, I think, perfectly sums up the human condition at its most emotional, at its most unpredictable, and at its most eternal. I love you, Marilyn Monroe. Thanks for watching my video about her. Oh my god, how many fucking things can I have? Oh. Thanks for watching. Watch some of my older videos now, because you're here. In fact, you've made it 20 minutes through this video. You must have enjoyed something that I've said. So watch other videos where I say other things. You might like them. Who knows, man? You might be really into them. Oh. Because now videos are actually right here where I'm pointing. Click on them. One of them is probably a playlist. That's a thing where there's a bunch of videos inside of it. You just click it, you'll understand. And you're called BF. And awesome. Have a good one. You guys are really cool.